Hi, everybody. I've had the hardest time filming this week. It's just between the heat and like scattered rain, but generally just the amount of stuff that I want to get done. And there's only like a little bit of time in the morning and then a little bit of time in the evening, and there's just no time to film much of it. And I did quite a bit, I think. Um, I captured a few, so I'm going to show that to you here now. And then we'll come back and end the video with the garlic harvest. I only have a few minutes left till the sun comes over my shady area. So I'm working on weeding this front patch by the driveway. I got a fair load done. I can see ground. So the main to do here is I'm gonna dig up all the foxgloves because they're spent already, and they just look ugly the rest of the season. And I'm seeding other plants that I have nowhere to put, so actually it's best that I take up something, and it's going to be the foxglove. I'm going to leave like these mustards flowers because the bees really like them. The chamomile is on its way out, but that'll self-seed. That's wonderful. Feverfew, I got to pull some off because it's starting to take over and going out of its boundary that I set for it. I did trim back the what's this called, Sweet William. It was also, the flowers were spent, so for some reason I'm collecting the seed heads over there. I don't know why. I don't have a place to spread them, but yeah, I'll do this for a few more minutes. I won't dig these up for until maybe the end of the day or another day, but I just wanted to see. Well, I needed to get in here first of all so I could step around and trample things without hurting valuable plants like my marigolds and some other stuff. All right, I'll get back to you in a little bit with more progress. The sun is out now, so I am stopping, but I have also been busy weeding. It's been a few days of weeding the calendula patch. I really need to stay on top of this. Thinning out the calendula and also keeping it weeded would yield a much better production, which this year I didn't get because I was busy with other things. So the lemon balm is going to need a trim again soon. We have, what is that? The anise hyssop going. The other bee balm. There's a wild bergamot, which is also a bee balm, but different varieties. This spot was more weeded than the rest, so it's got sparse calendula germination. I might plunk in some other flowers here that I have going on just to fill in some gaps, but otherwise, we're in the heat of summer, so I'm not really all that invested in this space now, but I try to do what I can to make things look a little tidy here and there. So I just have like a little patch left over right there, but I'm gonna go find something to do in the shade now. I'm really loving the oregano flower. I've seen it flower, but it was an indoor plant, so it did not have this majestic view, and the bees absolutely love it. And over here we have some cilantro turning into coriander. And there's a lot of like hoverflies and other little bees that I know nothing about. It's just a nice little contrast here with all the colors. So I'm not sure what we're gonna expect this year. I only saw like this one that looked troublesome. I don't know what that means for the bulb, but everything else from a bird's eye view looks okay. There's about 50 in this patch, my primary patch, and then I couldn't help myself. And so I have like 4 or 5 in those three raised beds. So another 15 or so over there, which I think after all these years of doing it is the right number for my family. So the first pull is not bad. Nope, smaller. And yeah, see how the paper is pulling away from the bulb? That's what I was hoping to avoid. And I wanted to harvest a little bit earlier this year, but just didn't work out. See, here we go. This is definitely, the bulb is splitting away from each other. Ugh, that's too tough. And with the sporadic thunderstorms in this early part of July, I haven't been able to just let the soil dry out like I'd like. But I can't really complain about the rain because that means a little bit less watering on my part. But yeah, this one is a lot more split, so dirt's getting in between, which isn't the end of the world, but not ideal. Now I have to massage the soil quite a bit because they get pretty compact here. So it's not that they're buried very deeply, but it's that they hold on to the mud and the clay. I mean, it's very heavy and they don't want to let go. So I have to dig up beneath them so that I'm not breaking the stem when I pull them. Seems like the middle of the bed is not as wet and it's a lot easier to pull from. Probably because it didn't get as compacted as the edges of the bed. Oops, see, I broke it. Tiny. So yep, these 15 were like the runtiest. They were in the driest part of the bed. So they were the smallest for sure. And then the rest are pretty much on par with what I get every year. Not bad at all, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm obviously happy with what I got. Some really nice sizable bulbs or cloves per bulb. So those will be keeper savers for seed in the fall. So very happy with that. Look at that, just one bulb right there. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's finish up with the other beds. All right, I got them all, I hope. Yeah, this is the first year I did raised bed garlic, and nothing different from in-ground bed. Pretty much the same. I didn't feed them any better than I did the in-ground stuff. If anything, I probably forgot them more than I did the in-ground because um, there were less of them. So yeah, a lot more smaller cloves, the same breakage on some of them, and some a couple nice size. So here they all are, all together. I'm gonna dry these in the garage this year. I've usually put them on the porch, it's covered, but the rain is so sporadic and sometimes it's just super windy and the mist comes in anyway and they get moist and they stay moist. So that's not ideal. It hasn't hurt them doing it that way, but I would prefer a different situation this time. So I'll have them in the garage with air blowing on them for a week or so, depending on how fast they dry out. So I'll update you on that when we're finished with the curing process. But otherwise, yeah, I had planned on like weed whacking today, and who knows what else I was planning on doing. But again, that gets put off to another day and another day. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. Subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up. I'll talk to you all again soon. So I'll harvest more. Bye.